Good morning. It's time for our daily devotion. Today we're taking a verse out of Mark chapter 3, our reading for today as we read through the New Testament together this year. And verse 13 says, "And he went up to the mountain." Now that's going to be a theme. We've already seen it once or twice in the first couple of chapters. We'll see it again throughout the Gospels, where Jesus goes up into the mountain and generally goes by himself. This time he goes and then calls some of his disciples up to the mountain with him. But on a fairly regular basis in the Gospels, we'll see this theme where Jesus separates himself from his disciples, from the crowds that are following him, from the people who are pressing in, desiring to be touched and healed. He withdraws and goes away by himself up onto the mountain to pray and to spend time with the Father. Now, if the Son of God, if Jesus, the Savior of the world, if he found it necessary to daily pull himself away from the crowd and go and have a private session, a private communion with his Father in heaven, if he found it necessary to spend time in prayer and contemplation and meditation each day with the Father, if Jesus found it necessary to do that, how much more should we find it necessary to do that? Folks, listen, I am amazed all the time at the number of people who claim to be followers of Jesus, who never spend a moment alone with him, who never read the Bible, who never pray, who never meditate, who never read a devotional, who never spend any time contemplating their relationship with Christ. And then they wonder so much of the time why their lives end up in shambles, in disarray, why they can't get answers, why they don't know which direction to turn. Jesus found it necessary every day to withdraw from the crowds and spend time with his Father in order to encourage himself, in order to be bolstered up in his spirit, in order to receive instruction and guidance from the Father as to which steps he was to take that day, where he was to go, who he was to see, what he should say. Jesus said, "I don't do anything or say anything or behave in any way that is not consistent with what I've heard from the Father." Now, he heard that from the Father in these times when he went away by himself. It is necessary if we want to step where he wants us to step, go where he wants us to go, say what he wants us to say, behave like he wants us to behave, be encouraged to do all that he has challenged us to do. It is absolutely a necessity that we spend time each day consistently with him, that we find our own mountain, that we find our own quiet place, that we find our own time to spend some time reading the Word, praying to the Father, meditating upon his Word, spending some time listening to what he has to say to us. Now, I will be the first to tell you that that's a battle every day, because every day we have busy schedules, every day we have emergencies, every day things come up in our life that would interfere with that time. But I'm urging you to make it an absolute priority that every day, in the morning or in the evening or both, or sometime during the day, you set aside some holy time to spend with the Lord. Find your mountain. Go make it a great day. Spend some time with Jesus, and I'll see you next time.